Why should you feel bad about telling someone, no, I can't give you a loan? No, you can't use my credit. No, I'm not going to co-sign. When you know at the end of the day, if the tables were turned and you found yourself in the exact same position, those people that are coming to you would not have a problem telling you no. So, okay, a little bit of context to today's video. I was talking to my sissy the other day, and we were talking about her, trying to become a homeowner real soon. Um, and so she was telling me, about some things that may possibly come up, on her report. And the one thing about my sissy is that she is just like the sweetest person in the entire world, and she wants to do anything at all possible to help someone, especially her loved ones. So sometimes saying no is a little bit is harder for her because she wants to be helpful. So my sissy is telling me that she has a couple of things that she's worried, that may possibly come up. And they are, they're not her like financial obligations, but you guys, technically they are. And that's what I was like trying to explain to her. And what it is co-signing. And I've been in this situation before, so I wanted to, and it was 100% with my sissy's permission, just kind of go ahead and share with you some of the things that I shared with her. Because just because you tell someone no, that doesn't mean that you're saying, I don't care. And often we find ourselves telling people yes and giving assistance to people that at the end of the day, we can't go back and ask them for assistance in the mishap that we find ourselves in a financial bind, or sometimes, it just might be a situation to where we need help and it's not financial. But, people are very quick to give us a no or you a no. So why do you feel like you have to be the one person that everyone can depend on to receive a yes during their time in need, when you can't depend on them during your time in need? It's not fair to yourself. It's not fair that people put us or you in those types of situations. And it is 100% okay for you to tell someone no, that you can't help them. And not only because you don't want to help. Telling somebody no doesn't mean that you don't want to help. But sometimes telling someone no is actually the best way of helping. Like when you co-sign for something for someone, you're basically saying that you agree to pay for them, or pay for that item in the event that someone were to default on their payments. You are the person that has a proven track record of payment or a better credit score with your creditors, and because the banking establishment doesn't trust this person, that is the reason why they're saying, hey, you need a cosigner. They want somebody else that has a better record of prepayment to say, okay, in the event that this person defaults on the payment for various item, then that means that I'm okay with you coming after me. And I don't know if a lot of people really understand what it means to co-sign for someone. That means that you are actually the first-hand placeholder on that loan because the person that you're co-signing for didn't qualify from a credit standpoint in order for them to receive that loan. They might have a job, but that doesn't mean that just because you have a job that you're going to pay us back for this various item because, well, quite frankly, you've never paid any of your creditors back. So we don't trust you. So we want one of your friends or family to step up and say that they trust you. So that's what a cosigner is. And, we all have to learn our own life lessons from bad credit history. I mean, how do you learn to do better if you never have a reason to do better? If there's always going to be able or someone that you can go to or that person can go to and say, oh, can you do this for me? Or, oh, can you do that for me? How are they ever going to progress in life and actually really learn? And so for that, you can't really feel bad when you tell someone no. During this day and age, you need to have a good credit score. And being dependent on someone else's credit score is not going to allow for you to establish and achieve and receive a lot of the things that you might want to get in life besides just a car. Now, let's take a car for instance, because that is one of the things that my sissy actually co-signed for someone. So it was a car. And at the end of the day, just because that person had a cosigner on the vehicle, that doesn't mean that they are successfully positioned to actually be able to afford that vehicle. So that is where you have to break down the math. Just because they got a cosigner or got you to cosign on their behalf for that vehicle doesn't mean that they got a better interest rate. So we were looking up the interest rate that was being paid on the said vehicle, and y'all, it's like 20 28%. 28% for, I think it was like 72 months, 76 months. And with that, the reason why the interest rate is so high when you don't have good credit is because that establishment, well, they're banking that you are going to default on the payment of that vehicle. Thus, they want to get as much of their money up front. I mean, come on, 72 months at 28%. This is bananas. And when I did the math with her, a vehicle that was supposed to be like, I think it was like $15,000, $17,000. It was $17,000. Okay, a $17,000 vehicle. At the end of those 72 months, this individual will end up paying $39,000 for this car because of bad credit. So, in the event that they do not burn you and default on the payments that you co-signed for, they're gonna pay $40,000 for a $17,000 vehicle. Are you really honestly doing them a favor by co-signing on this car for them? Are you really? Because you're not. You're not. I've been there. I've been in a situation where I did not have a car and I had to drive or catch the bus with a baby carriage and an infant. So I understand the struggle. And that is why I'm pleading even with you, if you don't have great credit right now, work on it. Stop kind of sugarcoating it with co-signers, because you're not really doing yourself any favors by overpaying for stuff. And if you have good credit and you are working towards a goal, it is 100% okay for you to say no. I literally don't even have cash apps and all of those quick, easy apps, so that people know. They just know. There's pointless to ask her for money because there's no instant gratification. She is that old school chick that's going to say, well, let me mail you a money order or send you a gift card or mail you a check or something of that nature, because it's really, honestly, it's literally a deterrent. And it's so funny because no sooner than I was having this conversation with my sissy, I promise you, 2 days later, I got a phone call from my niece saying, Auntie, can you co-sign for me a car? And I felt 100% empowered to say, absolutely not. Absolutely not. My name is Tiffany. This is my take. I hope that you did find something from this video. 100%. I am not here to bash anyone. I understand that everyone right now is falling on hard times, but that is also the reason why I implore and I impress upon everyone to work on your credit. I fixed my credit by deep diving into videos here on YouTube, A content creator that I know that helps and talks about credit repair is Dr. Ninja Turtle. I met him in the Are You Locked In community, so that's one person that I can most definitely direct you to about just information about credit repair and fixing your credit. Do yourself a favor, save yourself some money, and fix your credit. My name is Tiffany. This is my take. I would love to hear your thoughts below in the comments. And if you liked this chat and you would love to hear more of this type of content, please go ahead and join the Takeover crew. Subscribe to the channel. Be blessed. Have a blessed day, and most importantly, do what you can to bless someone else's day.